unmute my mic. That works even better. Hello, good evening. Welcome to the Sunday night of the second week of the ARMA Team League 2023. Hope everyone is having a great time zone. With you tonight again is myself, Veggie, and we have my co-pilot tonight as Unwise Al.
G'day.
Good day, welcome. The games look to be all starting up on time, so we'll be getting underway here in just under 5 minutes. In the meantime, we'll go through, the usual shenanigans of looking at the standings, which we did at the end of last night, but we'll do it once again just in case you weren't here or, didn't catch up since then. So we have Riichi fingers on top, topped by yours truly here in the stream. Otherwise out.
Your team, woo!
Tanya Sensation is second, Tall Dreaming in third, Itsu Anko in fourth. Did specify, just specifically, Tall Dreaming had a very good showing last night and managed to pull basically 100 points out of thin air. So, really great to see teams, bridge those gaps.
Them and Tanya Sensation both had really good night last night. So yeah.
Yep. So even when you look at the situation here and you're looking at gaps of like 90 points. At this point in the season, it's not insurmountable at all. Not with the M-League rule set.
Oh, no, absolutely. It's insurmountable. You shouldn't even try. Just leave that team up the top there. No worries.
Leave them up the top. Yeah, just let them run away with it.
I don't see why you wouldn't.
All right. So getting into the games tonight we'll be looking at Table 2 starting with Pin Through Powers, Ordered the Sparrow, the FA Agents, and the Crimson Wanderers. And then following that up with Table 1. Zero-Sum Better, Crimson Wanderers, Pin Through Powers again, and then Itsu Anko. So we've got a couple new people that will be showing off tonight. I'm pretty sure Sparrow and Foxtrot and RMUR. I don't think we saw them at all last season.
Yeah, I don't recognize any of those names.
Yeah, and then we also have, I believe this is Rachel's first season. I don't think she might have played last season. We had a couple of the NYC people.
But yeah, Foxtrot's already played a game and had a win, so they're doing well. ARMA looks like they had a third, so ticking along. Sparrow hasn't played yet.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, we'll be looking forward to seeing the new players. And obviously on the first table, we've got Jay as well. But we've seen plenty of him on stream before.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about Jay.
Everyone knows Jay, more or less. So we will hopefully get into the table. We are missing one, which of course is our game. Our game started, says Jay. Well, I'll just chase one. Just chase that up to make sure nothing's gone wrong.
Yeah, it's fine. The game started. It's just not in the lobby. No big deal.
It's just not in the lobby. Like, it could be a bug. I have no idea. Tenno barely works at the best of times sometimes, so.
It'll turn up.
We're just double checking it's not some sort of a bug, but surely we'll get that sorted as soon as we can. I guess what can we fill the time with? Go through some of the stats maybe. What have we got here? I haven't even looked at the stats this season yet. So obviously we still got a lot of gaps because we're early on.
Yeah, and I think those stats still haven't been updated for earlier this weekend, so they're just the ones from the first week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But, there's always good stuff. There's still lots of 100% and 0% and big drama after people have only played one game.
Yeah, Nasty with 2 games, 100% error rate. Absolute luck sack. I do like the stats. Originally, I sort of mentioned this to a couple people. I don't think I mentioned it on stream, but I was going to try and set up a whole bunch of stat cards this season and, collate like the previous games of seasons that people have played and, compared them against the current season and stuff like that. Ended up being a bit too much for me to handle.
Yeah, there's a lot of prep there when, you want to just be able to turn up and then talk about the games.
Yeah.
I can see that last game in the lobby now if you want to try.
Oh, we've popped over, have we? Oh, yeah, there we go, perfect. Because I need to see the seating so that I can update the overlay. Excellent. Alrighty. So let me just go ahead and quickly do that. And pop over to the right scene. There we go.
Okay, so Veggie's setting up the scene. And we have Foxtrot, ARMA, Sparrow, and Jay Oh, I was thinking from this screen I'd be able to tell what seat you're in.
You can.
There
So
we go. East seat, yes. Yeah, Foxtrot in the east seat. ARMA in the south seat, Sparrow in the west, and Jay in the north. Yeah, so that is what it had on that other screen. That's good. Excellent. I know what I'm doing in Tenho. Definitely. I haven't been using it for like a decade. No worries.
yeah, it's kind of like that, isn't it? I still forget often to hit 4 when I'm getting onto these screens as well. Like I just straight up forget, and it's like, oh, why is the overlay not working? What do you mean?
So yeah, this should be a good game, I think, because yeah, Jay and Foxtrot already both have a first place, and yeah, ARMA had a third. Sparrow hasn't played yet, so far they've had a good start to the tournament. The teams, however, not doing amazingly. So Order of the Sparrow are in 6th, the Crimson Wanderers are in 7th, and then the Pinfu Pals and the F Agents are in 11th and 12th respectively. So a little bit of ground to make up already. But as we've said, heaps of time in this tournament. We're halfway through the second week of 8, so plenty of time.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like it feels dire when you look at the early game. You're like, oh man, we're all at the bottom. Feels terrible, but I mean, yeah, there's plenty of time to make it up.
Yep, I've been there, absolutely. But hey, what are you gonna do? Someone's got to come forth.
Yeah, that's it. Zero-sum game that this is. Sorry, it's about done. Took me longer than it should have because I don't know what I'm doing. Haha.
You're getting used to these overlays.
Yeah.
All the fancy tools, but you gotta make them work.
I downloaded Photoshop about. See, this doesn't look right at all. I've got Pinfu Pals in third. That should be right, surely. Oh no, it is right. Sparrow doesn't play for Order of the Sparrow. Okay, sorry.
Oh yeah. Sparrow's on the Pinfu Pals just to be extra confusing.
Do we have a high-pitched rhyming noise?
I don't hear it. Maybe it's coming from me.
I do not hear it from you. Let me know if that keeps happening. Sorry about that. I'll just try and tweak a couple of my mic settings. But anyway, game's underway.
Yeah, we're rolling.
So we've got Foxtrot with the first dealership. Pretty good hand overall. Got a Dora. Good Manzu shapes. Plenty to work with here. Technically, what, 2 Shantan?
Yeah.
Yep. Immediately my eyes then were on the Sparrows and double East. Sorry, 2 East tiles, 2 Hatsu tiles. Got the Dora. 2 Dora even, sorry.
Yeah, but a little bit further away. Certainly, it looks like ARMA's hand and Foxtrot's hands are the ones that are a little bit closer to potentially getting out. Although, as we say that, Foxtrot trading out some of those pairs, so
yep,
looking for something with a few more points in it.
Might still be stuck with the one man Anko, but doing the best they can. And yes, Sparrow's hands have gone very nicely. Other than that, Jay here on the left, a bit further from Senpai. And yeah, as soon as the Hatsu comes, it is pawned by Sparrow here.
Yeah, so still 2 Shanten, but there's some points there. What with a couple of Dora and the greens and the easts, and those easts still sitting in the wall as well.
Yeah,
plenty of opportunities.
It can be a bit tricky if they don't come soon. Players are tending to, well, you just drew it, so it doesn't matter. But your players do tend to end up holding onto him. We'll have to probably cut the Dora tile here, but does end up going for the.
Hard to bring yourself to do it when you don't have the pair. I mean, you gotta sit on it and see if you get the pair right. Meanwhile, yeah, Foxtrot's Riichi and ARMA's only 1 away. Now's the time. Those easts starting to look like a nice discard, nice safe option.
Yeah, I guess it can be a bit hard when you're looking at, for Han already. At least well, they pushed the 9, so we'll have to see exactly how hard they want to push in the hand. Foxtrot's hand will just be Riichi Dora, unless they define a sumo.
Jay's holding that 6. Good to see. Can't imagine that 6-0 coming out of Sparrow's hand here either, so... Just at the moment.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit tricky for Sparrow to find a Tempai if they want to keep holding that Dora tile.
Hmm.
In the meantime, just looking at the weights we have remaining, it's actually pretty good. 5 left in the wall, so 4 left in the wall, because one of the free sows is the Dora indicator. Armor is somewhat pushing this hand for the 8-so as well, which definitely wasn't safe.
No fear.
Yeah, no fear apparently. Dealer Riichi not being respected.
Sparrow gets to Tempai, waiting for the Dora.
One left in the wall.
One's in Jay's hand, one's in Foxtrot's hand, so yeah.
Yeah, Armor is also Ishanten at this stage.
Jay's still got plenty of good folding tiles, so he's going to be happily sitting this one out.
Yeah.
Does look like Arma's still pushing here.
Yeah, really running the risk, but managing to avoid it so far.
Yeah, I guess still Ishanten would be nice to get to that Tempai.
Yeah.
And yeah, you got to feel for Foxtrot here. The 3s and 6s just scooting into other people's hands.
Yeah, that's how it goes sometimes, and if they've got no reason to push, they're just gonna stay there. But that's fine.
The last opportunity. Love it.
Sumo Dora 1. 2,000 all.
Nice 6,000 points as the dealer, just to calm your nerves, get the game started.
Yeah, it's a good way to start your hand, John. When you're first dealer, you really want to at least convert at least one hand and get a couple points on the board.
Absolutely. Not quite as nice a start for them here, although they do have 2 pairs and an Anko now, so pretty decent start in lots of ways if they want to do something like all simples or something like that. ARMA, well, they've got a pair of their wind.
Yep, that's always a nice sign for a quick, easy win.
It can't hurt. Sparrow not sitting on a whole lot, that pair of Easts, I guess.
Pair of Easts once again, yep.
And Jay's hand again, a little bit slow.
Yeah. It's that's how it is. Sometimes you just get slow hands and someone reaches and you just have to fold out of it. Jay's obviously well versed with managing to do that, being one of our few remaining Australian Ho-Oh players.
Yeah, how does he hold on to that? Is he actually playing?
He's not playing. I don't believe so. If he is, he's not talking about it.
That's the easy way. That's the easy way to stay in your rank. Just don't play any games.
Yeah. So Sparrow just managed to pick up a 8-man. Just managed to fill in the Penchan shape on the end. And the south is pawned by Armor as soon as it is offered. Could maybe be transitioning to a Honitsu.
Yeah, I think so. It looks like a pretty decent half flush possibility there. Still got to get some, fill some holes, but...
Yeah.
The east is going to potentially become a problem.
Yeah, you'll have to probably end up throwing it at some point since there's only one left, which will obviously speed up Sparrow's hand.
Shock getting another one, so is that Ishanten now? No, it's still 2 away.
Still 2 away, yeah.
6 shapes going on in there, yeah.
Yep. And Jay's hand has basically refused to progress, just picking up honor tiles.
Yeah, it's going to take a long time at that speed to get to anywhere in particular. Is Sparrow going to take this east and open? Yep. So not a huge amount of value there. They are sitting on one of those one-man Doras and just hoping to hold on to that probably for a pair or something. But
yeah,
it's just going to be the east otherwise.
This stage is more or less the only option you have if you want to keep a hold of it and just get a little bit more value out of the hand.
Yeah, exactly right. What else are you going to do? Turn down the east? It's
yeah.
Yep. Jay trying to work out if he can make something out of this 1-3 pin, or if they're going to go. Hasn't seen any 1 pins. Just decides to hold it for a second. Foxtrot's hand sort of slowly improving here. Still a couple away, but nicer weights.
Yeah, I think they were maybe weighing up the idea of pivoting to a Chitoitsu at some point. They are technically on 4 pairs if you look at the Anko as a pair. So probably decided if they want to drop the 6 or not. Yes.
Yeah. Sparrow's gone ahead and dropped their Dora, so looking for a bit more speed. They're Tenpai waiting for the 6 pin.
Yep. Free
Which,
left.
I mean, could come out of Foxtrot's hand here. The other 3 are still out there, so
yeah, it's looking a little bit risky here for Foxtrot if he ends up fighting a 4/7 man. If he chooses to go for Shampon, it could come out.
Jay's also picked up a 6 here. Will he deal it in to 2 Han for Sparrow? No, dodges for now.
Dodges for now, at least.
Yeah, hand is sort of coming together there, but still enough spaces that I think you can expect Jay to play a little bit safely. Sparrow changes the hand up. Oh, and immediately sumos it. Beautiful.
Yeah, Sparrow's swapped to the 1 pin 5 pin Shabo and immediately sumoed it. So good swap in the end. That will take us to East 2. So our dealer has a pretty good starting hand. A couple loose tiles, but can pretty quickly remove them, I think, if they get the right draws.
Yeah, I agree. Looks very fast. And a Dora in there as well, so could be pretty nice. Sparrow... Mind you, that said, Sparrow also 1 away already.
Yeah, and finding the 2 Easts once again for the 3rd hand in a row.
Yeah. That really shouldn't be legal.
Yeah. Very, very fast hands. Jay's, well, now that he's found the 6, so it's even pretty quick as well. Just a couple annoying Manzu shapes to fill, really.
Yeah, meanwhile, Foxtrot's finally the one that's maybe not quite as fast, but even that is a couple of decent pickups. Anyone's in this hand.
Yeah. Especially with the hanging East tile and Armourer's hand, it can very quickly find its way to Sparrow and...
Yeah, suddenly we've got a very quick Tenpai on the table.
Yep.
There it is. Right, they choose not to take it.
Passing the first one, trying to go for a little bit more value, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean I like that. Waiting for the you're already 1 away, so there's any number of draws here that give them a Riichi for some extra value.
Yep.
Otherwise, it's just another 2 Han hand.
Yeah, and it feels a bit bad to take such a cheap hand so early. You can wait a little bit and try and get the Riichi, maybe a sumo with the Riichi, whatever else comes, potential for Ura.
Yep, absolutely. Meanwhile, Jay's filling another shape here, so has to decide whether they're going to throw the Dora or not. Choose not to, so looking for the 2 or the 4 pin to get that pinfu shape together.
Yep, and Foxtrot's open will be probably going straight towards a Tanya.
Oh, that helps.
Yeah.
1 away now for Foxtrot, and again 2 Han there. But Sparrow's found his ready tile, so waiting on the 9-man and the last East.
Just the East remaining right down the wall. And that yeah.
Jay's joining us. It's all happening here.
Jay on the free 6-man weight, which is a lot better. There's 5 left in the wall, I think.
Oh, well, there's a couple in 3, 4, maybe 4. There's still quite a few. Better than the single East wind, anyway.
Yep. And now we have Tenpai Foxtrot, but yeah, Jay finds the 6-man. Similar Pinfo, Dora, Aka. No Ura, so no Hanuman, but we'll take a Mangan into the bank.
And a comfortable first place. In East 3. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, okay. No. So, yeah, East 3. Sparrow as the dealer, missing the East pair this time, but does have 1.
Yep. Jay's got another fast but not particularly strong hand, just one door in it. Although it is very fast.
It's very quick.
He's one away already.
Can easily find his way to a pinfu here as well on the right draw.
Yeah, and Arma's hand already moving in the right direction as well. So yeah, another really quick one.
It will be a matter of who finds the right tile first. It looks like. Everyone really is pretty quick. Foxtrot's this 2-man can maybe go towards an Ipeco shape. Yep, Arma's found the 8-pin for their Riichi. We'll probably throw the 7-so here. Yep. For Riichi, Dora.
Yeah, so not huge, but hey, you 4th turn Riichi, take that every time. And there's still plenty of them in the wall as well.
Yeah, it's gonna force a couple of the other players to slow down their hands if they want to play a bit safer.
Yeah, you see Foxtrot dropping those souths. Probably not the worst call if you're still going for all symbols or something like that anyway. But a relatively safe tile to be discarding in this situation when you don't have much information.
Yeah, Jay choosing to throw his 1-man shows he's at least pushing for now.
Yeah, well, fair enough too. Jay's still only... Yeah, Jay's still one away as for all simples, and he finds it. Oh no, sorry, that's not quite. That's not the one he needed. It's a good tile to have. It's not the one he needed to get him to temper here. So choices for Jay to make.
You could throw the 7 and then probably the 8-so afterwards. It's a bit scary because the 7-so was the Riichi tile.
Mm.
But now you see the 4th 7-so. Makes it a bit better, but does end up finding a different approach. That's not Tempai. Not quite.
It's not Tempai. Still one away. Just shuffling that one away into somewhere a little bit comfortable, but holding all those pins because he doesn't know what Arma's waiting for.
That is not Tempai either.
Still not Tempai. How is Jay finding so many tiles that aren't Tempai in this situation?
Oh no, it is a Tempai waiting on Tunky's 6-so at 6-man. Sorry.
Okay, Dora Tunky for the win. Love to see it.
For the weights, there's 1 6-so left in the wall. As for the Arma's weight, he's actually rejected it now, having drawn the 1 pin. Did find, I think that was actually 3 left. Does find a 5-so.
Nicely done. ARMA.
Crawled back a couple
ARMA
of the
up
points.
into 3rd.
Yeah.
Yep, so Sparrow down into 4th place. Jay's still in 1st with 3,500 or so points over Foxtrot going into East 4. Nice place to be coming into your dealership.
Yeah. You're not under too much pressure to try and make something happen now. But you do obviously have the chance to just extend the lead. But
to make a big lead.
Yeah.
Foxtrot's going fast though, and Sparrow once again pair of Easts for the 4th time.
Yeah. Pair of Easts, pair of Souths, which doesn't do any good, but it is just nice to have these Jaku high pairs. Foxtrot might be considering Honitsu. Did for the 9-man first, but shouldn't slow the hand down all that much.
No, great draws for Hanitsu, really. Meanwhile, Arma's still pretty long way away from anything fun happening. Jay on his dealership, 2 or 3 away still as well. Needs to fill in one of that shape in the pins or find the 7 bamboo to really get there.
4-pin helps.
Yeah, I'd take that.
Okay.
But Foxtrot super fast, so waiting for the 4-7 already, or the 4-6-7, so 3 tile
4-6-7, yeah.
Really nice for Honitsu and the Easts and the Red Dora as well.
And yeah, quite a few weights left to the wall naturally, as you'd think on a 3 tile weight this early on. Foxtrot could end up being in trouble here if I don't find the right tiles. But there's a pretty decent chance Foxtrot just ends up sumoing very soon.
Yeah, you'd think so. I mean, also, Sparrow doesn't want any of those man tiles that. Well,
yeah.
Not that matters. You can just self pick it. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Lovely Mungan. Okay. This game is moving fast.
It is a very fast game so far. Already into South 1. No one has an immediately great hand up there. Maybe Sparrow. Jay's hand is atrocious. Foxtrot's
Jay's
looking great.
Mess, yeah, Sparrow picking up the right things though. Could be moving along very quickly. I hope you've been taking notes, Veggie, because I can't say I've been taking notes.
I've taken a couple notes here. Hasn't been too much because the hands have been so quick. Usually somebody just hits 10 pie and then wins, so nothing too interesting, but I do have notes, yeah.
There you go. That consummate professional there.
Yeah, considering last night where I forgot to take him for the entirety of the second game. The hands they're not very pretty to look at right now, apart from Sparrows. It feels like.
Yeah, although Sparrows is pretty brittle too. Having to fill those gaps there. So while it's actually pretty close, there's no real reason to think it's going to be filled up immediately. ARMA, yeah, it's all a bit awkward for everyone, isn't it? You might actually see one go somewhere near the end of a hand for once.
Yeah, Sparrow just hit Ishantan, but the value isn't great. Oh, it is to Dora. It's actually not too bad. But
yeah, Foxtrot has these 2 Dora down here as well, and the pair of White Winds, so just white dragons. So real possibilities, but can't do anything with that 5-man Dora just at the moment.
No, it is pretty loose. It probably will come out if the Haku is coming soon. Because I imagine
it definitely feels like it's the next discard. Absolutely.
Yeah.
As the dealer, absolutely take that every time. Yeah, whereas Sparrow can't open their hand at all. ARMA, well, not really getting any closer. Jay's hand is actually the one that's moving.
Yeah, Jay's hand is getting there since the other players are just not finding the tiles they need.
And another one, yeah. Still has the problem that there's not a lot of value there.
Yeah. But can find their way to Pinfu if they have a little bit more time. Sparrow did end up taking a 2-man, but they do have 1-man's already discarded. But they can just throw it here now if they want to take the non-Puritan weight.
Non-Puritan weight's always a good thing. So they're waiting for that last 6-pin, which is sitting in Jay's hand, and you can't really imagine coming out. And the Dora, so they're gonna have to sumo that one.
Yep.
ARMA gets themselves up to 1 away. A nice 4 bamboo draw, but
it's a bit tricky to find something to discard.
Yeah, absolutely.
Their best.
Yeah, that's a tough choice.
Yeah, I have to throw. This ends up going with the 2-pin. Managed to find a safe one regardless.
Yeah, unfortunately, you just got to do it again the next hand round. So
yeah,
and finding some room for Jay and the others to find their 2 pins out of their hand as well. They're all breathing a big sigh of relief.
Yep.
And it turns out it's actually not a difficult decision, but you don't know that when you just got to reach on the table.
Yeah, no, it's you're usually expecting they're going to be on some sort of rearmament weight, so when they are at a Shabo, it's a bit more helpful.
Exactly right. So this 3 is actually going to make Foxtrot's shapes pretty frustrating as well. The last the last available three being discarded out there.
Yep.
I guess it's not the last. There's still one. There's still one out there, making life a little bit more difficult given that the sixes are already a bit of a challenge. That 4-5 pin shape that looks so good is actually not very viable.
No.
We've got Tempai for Armor. Yeah.
Managed to find that we're back into Tempai with the 5-pin draw there. So waiting on 6 mana, of which they're all taken up in hands currently. There's a chance Jays can come loose, but he would be a pretty ballsy throw. Armor Sumagiri reaches here.
Yeah, I can't really see a situation where Jay's going to throw that.
No. Not now with the second Riichi on the table as well.
Yeah, I actually quite liked the staying Dharma. It was a bit of a pity to
Yep.
bit of pity to reach that late. I think it would have been an option to stay quiet and just save your 1,000 points. It doesn't feel like a high percentage.
Ooh.
Oh no! And the deal in. Oof.
Riichi, Dora free for the Mangan for Sparrow.
Yep. That's another unfortunate byproduct of having gone Riichi, isn't it?
Yeah. That's the risk
Okay.
to run.
Yeah, so Armor drops down from 3rd to 4th, and Sparrow up to 2nd place.
Up to 2nd, yeah. Big Mangan win for Sparrow here. Armor does have the dealership, so they can try and regain the lost points. Would really
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
to. The FA agents are in good needs of some immediate first to bring back the deficit somewhat.
Yeah, but some difficult shapes to work with here. Going to have to draw very nicely. Meanwhile, Sparrow's got some relatively quick options for some pairs and things.
Yep.
Jay's hand
It's pretty
has
standard.
the beginnings of some runs, but nothing amazing.
Yep.
And Foxtrot again, yeah, nothing really, no hand really standing out as an absolute leader in this hand.
Jason has potential. They got a lot of acceptance. They can, like the 5 so here is going to immediately be slotted in. You just have to decide what blocks you want to cut. Foxtrot might end up going for. They might take this and then rely on picking up the Haku later.
It looks like they are, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Not really another route to Yaku now.
But apart from that, Sparrow does have the route to a Tempai. With their dragons, they've got plenty of choices of what they can cut and even call, so might be the best next contender.
Yeah, just got to decide which of those 6 groups is the one that's not going to make the cut.
Yep.
Ooh, Foxtrot getting closer.
Getting closer. Ishanten now.
No one's really seeing those Doras though, so that might give people a little bit of a, if someone does manage to look like they're getting close to Tempai, that might make the others very cautious because a lot of potential value out in the wind at the moment.
Yep.
And no one that can really use. Oh, Jay can use it.
Jay can use one. And has kept that shape for now, just in case he does find one.
Oh, Foxtrot getting ever closer. They can discard the East now and feel pretty good about this.
Yep.
But they're still going to need that white, so the hand is still... doesn't matter how close you get to Tempai. That's even nicer shape for Jay for picking up that Dora.
Yep. Couple
One away
options
now.
for Ishanten's, Tempai's, and Foxtrot found theirs, waiting on the 8-pin Haku, which is obviously will need the Haku to come to have Yaku.
Yeah. Sparrow deciding that it's the West that's going to go out of that hand, but that hand is not moving along fast enough. Foxtrot draws a completed hand, but not enough.
Can't win with it. Now. And now you're running the risk of going Furiton, so yeah, you have to discard something else. There's the first Haku drawn by Sparrow. They might end up pushing that if they want to try and chase down first. Depends on how late into the hand it gets.
Difficult situation to be sitting in that close to first place with more dealership coming up, and yeah, sure. Oh,
yeah. So Foxtrot chooses to go with the 7 9-pin weight now, which isn't Furiton, but is not looking great. 1 9-pin left in the wall, and no 7 pins.
Yeah, no sevens, exactly right. And it doesn't feel like those ones are going to come out of Arma's hand, even if they, they fit nicely into that hand. So
Yeah, right now they're snugly kept as a pair. Now you force this Foxtrot, you kind of have to push anything you throw. Even, things like this very somewhat semi-live Hatsu. There's the Chunanko for Sparrow. Now can open to find Tempai. And now Jay draws the other one, and it's like, oh wow, there's no Chun.
oh, and decides to hold it. So that's not going to work out for him.
No, the only chance here is if Sparrow decides to fold, throwing the Chun as safe tiles. Because who would wait on the solo Chun?
Yeah. Yep. Oh, there's a par. You never know. It could happen. As it is, Foxtrot brings it home.
I did miss it. They were waiting on the 6-pin as well. That actually did open up the hand a little bit.
6, 7, 9. Yeah.
6, 7, 9. Yeah. So it does take the dealership away from Armor.
Yeah, so South 3 only has to hold on to this lead for a couple more hands if they can move things along.
Yeah. Lot of decent hands here. Sparrows and Foxtrot's pretty good. Neither. Oh yeah, Sparrow does have the door, but can't immediately make use of it.
No, it looks like pretty much the weakest tile in their hand at the moment. It's a bit unfortunate. Jay's got a bit more utility for theirs.
Yeah. Further than Unaiman here, yeah, door is coming very soon for Sparrow, I think. Yeah, if you do want to chase down first, you do want the biggest bang you can get in one hand. But doesn't look like that'll be the case here.
No. And as the dealer, you've got other options, right? I mean,
yeah.
Jay, yes, definitely will be looking to something really huge here. Not necessarily required for Sparrow. They can wander their way there. This is the opportunity to get rid of it.
Yep.
And chooses not to. So going for all simples maybe.
Could be, yeah. Just maybe slimming down the extra 9. So for now, probably was going to come out again later. Yeah.
Yeah.
Foxtrot's Ishan 10 as well here. For a potential Itsu, they find the right tile.
Yeah, pick up another 3 bamboo or another 9. The 9, well, could be that last 9 out of Sparrow's hand, maybe. The 3 is out there and available, so possibility for that Itsu. They also got to find the 7, of course.
Yep. And Sparrow choosing to throw the Arca 5 so first.
So making peace with the idea of throwing the doors, and there comes the other one. Yeah,
there comes the other one. Yep. It's a shame, but sometimes there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, one away from Riichi, Peiko, Pinfu. So definite possibilities in there for Sparrow to get a decent hand as the dealer. Meanwhile, Jay's hand, well, they've got their pair locked in, but the other shapes are not really coming through just yet.
Yeah, it's progressing, but it started so far behind.
Sparrow just trying to decide between the 8 and the 5.
Neither's much greater. Oh, does find the 3-pin, Jay does. It's a very good find. So it is now closer to Tempai. Ishan 10, yes, yes.
Slightly nicer Ishan 10 there if he chooses to take it.
Yeah,
Slightly
you could
wider.
throw a 6-pin. It just, I guess it doesn't feel the greatest to throw right now, but it is a Gembutsu to you, or at least the Foxtrot.
Yeah, you got something.
Yeah.
And when you're desperately trying to make a hand to make some points back, sitting in third place like that, you gotta reach for that something, don't you?
Yep.
Oh.
Someone. Tempai. I missed it.
It must be Foxtrot.
Must be Foxtrot, yeah.
Yeah, Foxtrot is just sitting quietly Tempai 4, but doesn't have Yaku, I don't
No
think.
Yaku, yeah.
Yeah.
There's
So
the...
there it is.
There
There's
it
the
is.
Yaku. So that's the Itsu now. He's got 3. He can have the pair of 3s, ditch the 9, and be waiting for the 7 for the Itsu.
Yeah. And chooses to dumber it. 2 7-sos left.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
and
mean,
here we
but he's
go.
not seeing any. It feels like Jay's going to deal this in, and he does. Ah, okay. Well, so Foxtrot extending that lead. Jay's got a lot of work to do in South 4 to catch up.
Yeah, so Jay is 8k behind second place in Sparrow, and then was that 12 behind Foxtrot? Math is hard. No, it's 22.
Yeah, it's a lot.
So yeah, a lot of work to do here, and this hand is not terrible to start with, but the value's not great. You got 2 Dora, so you can get a Mangan probably, but that's half the cost. You need to do that again, probably.
Yeah, well, you can only play one hand at a time.
Yep. Foxtrot picking up all the 6 so's here for now.
Yeah, Arma's got pretty good shapes. Not a huge amount of value there, given that they need a pretty decent amount of value to reel Jay in to grab 3rd place.
Yeah.
But actually some pretty solid shapes going on down there.
And Sparrow's Ishanten as well.
I feel like we've said that a lot. Sparrow's been had some really nice hands. Hasn't really managed to make too many of them stick, but it's gone pretty well for them so far.
Yeah, yeah. And the Khan, yeah, pretty early Khan from Foxtrot. We'll leave them. That's the third 2, so you'd love to see that. We'll leave them with this difficult shape at the end, but you can obviously end up using that as a pair if you find the right tile. But there's the Tempai for Sparrow. So Sparrow does need 12,000 here to catch. This will be, what's this, Riichi, Pinfu,
Dora
maybe
2.
Tanya, Dora 2. It's close.
Yeah, so if you self pick and you hit an Oradora, there's possibility or direct hit
Direct
hit
hit, yeah.
Foxtrot. So yeah, absolutely, this is live. This could happen.
So
And that 9 is actually relatively likely to come out of Foxtrot's hand, I think, if they don't play solid defense.
yeah, if they choose to not defend much, it could come flying out. All the 6 pins are gobbled up, so Tanya's probably not going to happen.
Yeah, the Tanyo doesn't look that likely, but Foxtrot doesn't really have anything safe from Sparrow.
Yeah, and Jay has to chase here, waiting on the same weight. So he will be a Tamahanade if it comes out from one of the other players.
The joys of going Riichi after the person on your left.
Yeah.
It's a cruel, cruel rule set, but it has to happen to someone.
So yeah, so now Foxtrot's stuck here, trying to figure out what to throw. Chooses to go with the 9, so there's the 9 pin from Sparrow. You pretty much have to take it.
There's the sumo. Is it going to be enough? That's the question.
And it
They
is.
hit the Oradora, and it is. That's huge. So, first place for Sparrow.
First place for Sparrow. Well done. So, managing to reel in first place at the dead of it. So, Sparrow with the first, Foxtrot with the second, Jay
Nicely
with the
done.
third, and ARMA with fourth. So, we'll have to have a see. Where are we at?
I happen to know that Sparrow has never used voice chat in Discord in their life, so I don't like the chances of getting an interview, but it's worth an ask.
We'll double check. We'll double check, but in the meantime, I'll bring up the logs, which should be in here. Jay's posted them. Okay. So yeah, again, I did manage to take notes, like a good streamer that I am. So let's have a quick look. So yeah, as we sort of mentioned, as you mentioned, sort of through that hand, Sparrow was fairly quiet throughout the round. The first note I have here is of South 2, where they were already in a pretty big fourth. I just wrote down that there was many hands happening here.
Yeah, many hands. Exactly right. Well, and many hands where Sparrow consistently had very nice starts, including like all those pairs of Easts and stuff like that. So the wall blessed them at the beginning quite a lot, but they did struggle to complete some of those hands early on.
Yeah,
Sitting solidly, sort of in that second, third range, and never really looking like threatening for first.
yeah. This was they won. They won here because they are to our left from this point of view. Why did that not work? That's weird. That's South 4. Yeah, nice. Where are we? Season. Okay. This is what I'm talking about, Tenho. Sometimes it just doesn't seem to want to work. Oh, I'm looking from the wrong point of view. Oh, never mind. So yeah, they had a small win early on. So this was when they swapped, and then immediately managed to find the sumo.
That was very nice. Yeah. So increasing from just that single 6-pin that wasn't looking very likely at all into this 1-pin, 5-pin that, the 1-pin sitting there open in ARMA's hand, but
yeah, managing to.
Is that what immediately got dealt in? No, they sumoed it.
They sumoed it. Yeah,
they sumoed that last 5. That's so nice.
And I feel like there was some shenanigans with Tamahane here too, but maybe not. Maybe it was just the 6-pin coming. I don't remember, but yeah. And then Mungan here.
Yeah, this was the huge hand.
This was the huge hand. Yeah, the Riichi from Armor, Sumigiri Riichi late in the hand, and then the immediate punish with the Dora. And then obviously the Hanuman in the last hand. So it was very well done by Farrer, and yeah, they did decline the interview as you thought they would. So again, that's not a problem. Okay, so I'll just.
But yeah, I mean that was a good one to chase that Riichi and really pile on the points in that particular hand. That really set him up for the whole Hanchan, really.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, all the games are finished here. So we will take a roughly 15-minute break, and we will be back with game 2, which will be on table 1. So we'll see you in roughly about 15 minutes.
Sounds good.
Alrighty, welcome back everybody. Hope your break was great. Stretch your legs, grab some water, etc, etc. I quickly scuffed to give her a quick leaderboard update here. I don't have the sorting algorithm for the score difference, but we can see based on the preliminary results from the first game, things have shifted. We actually had a couple big wins from both Furt and Double Reach as well as Oishinare. We were able to pull back some of the points that were down, and the third one was
the Pinfu Pals that we just
Pinfu
watched.
Pals, yes, Pinfu Pals.
So 3 of our teams that were right down the bottom have just dragged themselves up to not that far away from positive points. So that's great to see.
Great to see, yeah. But all 3 of them, I mean, even 60 to 80 points is one big win out of getting straight out of negatives. So, yeah, really good to see. Unfortunately, FA agents did take a bit of a tumble there with ARMA, but again, season's not far from over, so plenty of time to make a comeback. Moving forward, we will be getting into the next games very soon. Again, we're watching for this Hanchan, the first table with Urasamba Better, Crimson Wanderers, Pinfu Pals, and Itsu Anko. Again, I think the only player we didn't see last season was Havra, but we've had them on stream before already.
We watched their game the other day.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we did. Somewhere up here. Yeah, there you go.
That seems right. I know she played a couple of games in the first week, so yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, so we've got a couple of teams coming back from the last game. So we've got the Crimson Wanderers and Pinfu Pals, different players, but same teams again. So in the last match, Pinfu Pals came first and the Crimson Wanderers came third. So we've got a bit of a grudge match going on here for FZS and Havra to have it out. I don't know how seriously they're taking it, but if it was me, that'd be a grudge match.
Yep. Alright, and it looks like we've got a sub for Itsu Anko in our game here. We'll be having Light Pink Yoshi playing over Rachel. I'll update that as soon as I get the seeding done. But other than that, yeah, this is the first time we're going to see Light Pink Yoshi on stream, and the first time they're playing in our team league as well. Obviously, Light Pink Yoshi is a very good player. Won several tournaments over on Mahjong that I'm aware of. I'm sure a bunch of other things as well.
Okay, so it might be a sub and they have to take a slight points penalty for that, but might be made up by having a really strong player in the game.
Yeah, so I believe they do take a penalty, but since it was done very early on, and within like the first 5 minutes or so, and it is like the first time it's happened. I think it's only maybe -10. It's -20 at most.
Okay. Yeah, I think we changed the penalties from -20 to -10 this time around, just to make them a little bit less savage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so games have started, so there will be this game probably be getting underway. I mean, we'll see it here in a second, but imagine on the 08. Yeah. On the 08 here. So I'll quickly update the overlay for everyone once again, which I still have here. Yes, I do.
No worries. Yeah, so we've got in the east seat we have FZS from the Wanderers, and then in the south seat we have Snowy. In the west seat we have Havra from the Pinfu Pals, and in the right seat we have Light Pink Yoshi or Shilpyo.
Yeah, Shilpyo. Yeah.
Shilpyo, I love it. Okay, from Itsu Anko. So Itsu Anko doing pretty well so far. They're in 5th.
Yeah, very strong showing. They're the reigning champions, obviously.
Exactly right. Yeah, I mean, it's not quite as good as last year so far, but yeah, they're a strong start as always from them. They're a bunch of very good players.
Yep.
The other team we haven't seen already so far tonight is Urasamba Better, who are just behind them in 6th. So both from the top half of the table, those teams.
Yeah. So we'll be seeing a little bit of a showdown between some of the top players here, top teams rather. Obviously has big implications. You take a big 4th here, and all of a sudden that lead you built up over the first couple Hanchans just disappears.
Yep, it's amazing how quickly the stakes suddenly start piling up. It's you say, oh, it's just the first week, it's just the second week, and suddenly you're halfway through the tournament. So 8 weeks of regular season, you got to be in the top 8. You got to be in the top 8 after those 8 weeks if you want to play in the semi-finals. So yep, the scores add up, and it's good to see so many people getting involved, jumping into that, and cheering for their team as well.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, the first season I played, I think we had like 6 or 7, maybe 8 teams at most. You know, now we've had 14 this season. We had 14 last season as well. Like, it's really cool. It's like it's
Yeah,
basically double the players almost.
Yeah, and it's nice to see that participation, and not just from from all around Australia, but also getting those New Zealand teams in, those teams from the UK, and a couple of players over from the US as well. So
yeah.
nice to it's crazy to be in the US and playing in this time zone in Australia, but good on them.
Yeah, mad lads.
If you really like Mahjong, I don't know, the things that people do.
Yeah, and last season we had players from Iran, we had players from Turkey from memory. Like, it's crazy that they all come to this little Australian team league that we set up.
The joys of the internet. There we go.
Oh, and yeah, I just wanted to announce for those of you who did not see the ping in Discord, SBT will be hosting a individuals invitational at the end of the season for the top 16 players individually. I think he said.
Oh,
So
okay.
we might be streaming that after the end of the league as well. So you've also got something, if your team's sort of struggling, you've still got something to play for individually.
Oh yeah, nice work, SBT. That's good. Yeah. No rest for you as the commentator though, Veggie. You got to jump straight into that.
Oh, it's not a worry. Happy to help out, as always. I'm not any good at playing, so instead I jump on the stream and do that instead.
Sure. That's what they all say.
Yeah, I was only
All right.
part of the back-to-back champions originally. Anyhow.
Yeah, so here we go. We're a minute away, so game is due to start anytime soon.
Oh, so I put the right scene on too. I did put the right scene on. Oh, I was looking at something else stupid. Anyway, yeah, very soon, very shortly, we're getting started. These players, from my memory, I mean, they're all pretty good players. Oh no, that's what's wrong. I didn't re-export the Photoshop. That's what I was looking at. There you go.
Well, yeah, so Havra's had a first and a fourth, so is sitting sort of a bit neutral for the tournament so far. So trying to see if they're going to go positive or negative this time round.
Mm-hmm.
But certainly, like FZS and Shilpio, very very strong players.
Yep.
And Snowy's no slouch, so this should be a good game.
Should be a great game. And we're getting underway. Let me mute the music. Sorry about that. Blap. There we go. All right. And what do we have straight away? So we have Hakudora. And Dilla has 1. Looking around, Havra has a pretty quick hand here. Great shapes all around. Completed Sozo shapes. Pretty much completed Pinzu. Just looking to clean up the Manzu and should be good to go.
Already Ishanten for like Tanyao, Pimfu, Red Door in there as well. So very, very quick if they can grab that 5 or that 3 man.
Mm-hmm. Other than that, Snowy's hand is coming together pretty nicely. A swell. Couple shapes to fill right now, but is probably the best next contender to catch up here.
Yeah, I mean, Shilpio's hand is interesting. The man shapes could come together very quickly.
Yep.
Probably, they're only 2 away, so it's no slouch.
Mm-mm. And yeah,
However, got to decide if they're going to change their weight, and they are
going for a slightly different weight.
Yeah, reducing the chances of pinfu, but increasing your options to potentially open the hand if you so choose. And there's the 7, so they can head back into a different pinfu shape, and also possibilities for Sanshoku now as well. So that could get really nice really quick.
Yeah, Sanshoku on the tables could make that hand very expensive. And the pawn here by FSZ might be looking to transition to a Toy Toy.
Yeah, I mean, committing to the Toy Toy, right? They just decided they're not going to throw that Dora. So if you're not going to throw that Dragon Dora, you've already got your 3 other pairs and anchors. So why not commit? Go early.
Havra finding the wrong tempai for Pinfu, but still takes it. And Shilpo right after them.
Right after them. So Shilpo looking for the 3-6 bamboo, which they're all tied up, or almost all tied up.
2 left in the wall. 1 3 1 6.
Nice. Meanwhile, Havra immediately sumo patas. Very nice.
Riichi Fat, Sumo, Tanya, Aka. 1 Ura makes Hanuman and does find it. So
there you go. Should be pretty pleased with that.
Very nice pickup.
Following it up with not much of a hand really though. Going on for Havra. Shilpo again has a couple of okay shapes, including a pair of their own wind.
Yeah, pair of winds is a good start. Could easily open up. Got Dora as well. You can maybe make use of.
Yes, no one quite finding the way to use their 9 Doras just yet, but as long as you just draw the other 2, it's not a problem.
Yeah, Snowy does take the Hatsu when it's offered. Has probably the easiest hand to get to Senpai quickest here.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely the fastest hand there for Tuhan, especially if you just draw the middle of your shapes like that. I mean, why not? Havra has picked up another one of those 9 pins.
Yeah, I was just quickly did want to point out, we did see all the salves get discarded first, but obviously in this rule set we don't have a reset when that happens.
Yeah.
But I think that's the first time I've actually seen it happen on stream.
Sorry, Veggie, you just cut out there. Go again.
I think that's the first time I've seen that happen on stream. Like of all the same wind tile come out at the start of the hand.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm following. The same wind. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. No abortive draws in M-League rules. Yeah.
But
okay.
Yeah, free pin, great pickup for Shilpo. And yeah, as you said, Havra finding the 9-pin pair. Lots of chances for players here to convert some good hands if they can find what they need.
Yeah, Havra's still looking pretty slow. It still feels like Snowy's gonna be a lot faster than in these other guys. Although Shilpo keeps picking up well. Are they gonna convert to this half flush here now?
It's a bit tricky because you do just have the hanging Dora.
Yeah, awkward shapes with that 9-pin. And yes, there's only one of them left in the wall. Are they not to know that?
Yeah, you're not to know that, but it's probably a safe assumption the players are holding on to them. So this is something you probably do have at the back of your mind. I would like to see the half flush, but getting to the end of the second row, it is starting to get to that point where you're running out of time, and in fact, Snowy just has hit Senpai on the 3-6 mon.
Yep, so the 3s caught up in Havra and FZ Hess's hand, but not enough of the 6s held up, so Snowy makes it happen.
I believe that was the last 6.
Excellent. Yeah, it looked like they were mostly gone to me, so
yeah,
that was a good call for Snowy. Well grabbed and nice hit to hold the dealership. And go into the next hand with another pair of Easts as the dealer is very nice indeed, and a couple of other good shapes as well. Well, potential shapes there as well. Some serious value sitting in Snowy's hand here. Could be a big hit.
I just also want to update, since Light Pink Yoshi or Shilpo came in less than 5 minutes after the start time, there actually is no penalty. So
no penalty. Excellent.
Yeah. Great to hear. But yeah, so into East 2, Humble 1. Quick East Pun from Snowy Double East. And a West Pun, which obviously doesn't add any harm, but does add Fu. To go with the 2 Dora
and some speed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speed is the most important part. Would like to see something go with that 5-pin to really up the value of the hand. But there is a bit of speed on the table otherwise. Havra's hand has the potential to get caught up pretty quick with some value that we find the Pego.
Yeah, just a little bit awkward in those shapes
Yeah.
around the ends. Could be a little bit of a challenge. They're really going to have to draw some of those sevens, which is going to make their life a little bit challenging. Um, but those sevens are out and available. But the 7-man is going to be the problem here. So there's two of them in FZ's hand, one of them in Shiplio's, and one of them is discarded. So actually, the 7-man is dead.
Yeah.
Unless someone else is going to discard it for them. So that's going to be the block for Havre.
With this, I mean, they probably see the 2 cut, and with the 6 so cut, I imagine they're just gonna cut the pinch entirely here.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really the only way to go. That gets them to Ishanten, so that's very nice.
Snowy is Tempai here in the 1-4 pin. Didn't manage to connect up the 5 pin, so it would just be double ton Dora. No, Dora 2. They found a 2 pin. My mistake. So 2 Dora.
Yeah, and as the dealer, that's that's a really big hit.
Yeah. Imagine that's pretty. It should be Mangan, right? With the 2 wind bonds. My Fu can did it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's going to be Mangan. Havre has managed to find it to Tempai, so they're looking for that
4,
5, 6, 7. Sorry, yes, 4, 5, 7. That's right.
Yeah.
4, 5, 7 pin. Sevens. Well, there's 1 7 available, 1 5 available, and 2 4s available. So there's 4 tiles out there for them.
2 4s, but the 4 will be a Tamahaned by Snowy.
Exactly right. Yeah, exactly. Yes, very much so. Ooh, nope.
Yeah. Dangerous here for FSZ with the 7 pin here.
I mean, this close to the end of the wall, though, and this far away from Tempai, I'd be surprised to see that the East come out of FZ's hand. I feel like the Souths are much more likely to just get dropped here.
Most likely, yeah.
This is the moment, I guess.
Go to the 7 for now.
Throwing no pins at all. Throwing that 7 pin to this reach seems extremely dicey.
Yeah.
Nope, I just had a bit of a jump on my stream, but we're still alive. We're still going.
All right, my internet's holding up for now. Love to see
More or less.
Jesus. Good old Melbourne internet.
Oh, here's the question. Yeah. FZS doing the right thing there.
Snowy with a decision here. Keeps the Tempai, yeah, but the free pin was definitely not safe.
Oh, that's so unfortunate. So they changed their weight and then Havre immediately threw the 3.
Yeah. I mean, there's not a lot to do. Oh, there's the
1.
There's a 4 pin.
The 4 Havre Sumos. So another win for Havre. And hits Uradora again. So that's Ura twice for Havre. That's a lucky escape for them because they were just about to deal a Mangan. And by throwing that 1, so I don't know if they sensed that or if that was just just luck of the draw.
Luck of the draw, maybe, but luck might be out for them on this hand here. Quick west pond by FSZ, and Snowy has the option to pond the north, which is coming now as well. However, doing what they can to catch up. That's Tempai for FSZ though.
That's so fast. Look at that. Second discard, and they're ready. Choosing to wait on the 5 rather than the 2-4.
Maybe hoping for the chance at the Aka.
Yeah, why not? Get that extra value in there. Otherwise, it's just going to be 1 Hans. So,
yep.
Way to shut down the dealer's fast run. That said, the dealer is ready with 4-7.
Dealer has caught up. 5 left in the
man
wall
already. So, an absolutely lightning round here. Snowy, despite having called that north, hand is still a few away. So we're probably not seeing Snowy
up and
too competitive in here. Havre's going to deal in. Not with Yaka though, so just the 1 Han. Loses the dealership, but I think that's probably a good trade. The other 3 all very close in terms of points here going into East 4.
Yeah, lightning Hanchans so far, considering we started a little bit late here. Yeah, as you said, apart from Havre, everyone's mostly similar in points, so you might just see a battle for second here, unless the dealer is able to be reined in.
Yeah, I mean, pretty early to start playing for second, but if we have a couple more hands go past and Havra's position doesn't change, they're going to be sitting quite comfortably while the others duke it out. One has to imagine.
Yep. And again, this with the M League rule set, like you really do want to be trying to get that first place. It is so valuable compared to a second, which is sometimes it barely shifts the needle.
Yeah, exactly right. That placing bonus is just so huge. So FZS again going really fast, grabbing their own wind here. But their hand, well, they're only one away, so they're definite possibilities of just getting to a relatively quick another small hand, just another 1,000 points, getting them out of fourth into third potentially. I think Shilpio's hand is the one that looks promising here to me.
Got Dora, you've got potential for Pinfu. Looks very nice.
And he's Shanten for all those options, so very nice.
Yeah, and FSZ is sort of stuck here with this Penchan shape, which can be slow if the tiles just end up getting sucked up into hands. And in fact, all the 7 stars are in hands right now. Shilpio's can come out, and probably will, but let's see. That is Dora, which you can't really make use of right now. But you don't really want to cut it into someone who's already called either.
Yeah, that's a challenging discard, that one.
Yeah.
And so they've made the right call and just decided to hold on to it, which might slow them down a little bit. Will slow them down a little bit. It's really taken their hand from something that was threatening to go out, and suddenly they really just need to draw that 7-man.
Yeah, it's pretty much a requirement at this point. And FSZ ended up swapping up their Ishanten after drawing another 8, so... now with the second Dora, you can look to use the 8 mans as a pair, which is very nice. So back to a nice and look at Ishanten.
Yeah, that looks hopeful. Havra just switching around their hand a little bit, finding the Apeco shape, but I think they're probably a little bit still far away, a couple of draws away, so they got to find those man tiles, which are in high demand.
Yep,
there's the reach from Shilpio. Very nice. 4 Doras there.
4 Doras for a Riichi Dora 4. But is waiting on the 5/8 man, which is its own Suji, which is a bit awkward.
Yeah, there's an awkward wait. That said, Havra here could potentially deal this in. The 5 is the tile that doesn't fit. She must be aware that it's Dora Suji, but that is especially with that 3-man discard there. You would expect maybe the 2, and then she could hold the 3 and potentially pick up the 4. There's a possibility that those tiles will come out there.
Yeah, might be looking to pivot towards a Toi Toi, maybe Tenpai, and there's a chance it just sort of squeaks out a little bit.
I suspect it's just a fold, just finding the having just discarded the 6-man, they've just found the Suji and gone, oh, that'll be good.
Yeah, it's possible, yeah.
And as it is, they've been bailed out by drawing the 5, and they're suddenly in a Toi wait if they're willing to throw this 3-pin, which that came out of nowhere. They're going to be potentially bumping. Well, they're not good bumping. They're going to be all up in each other's grills there for those 5-man.
Yeah, so it looks like at this stage you'll be going to Ryukyoku, but that remains to be seen. Obviously, the last 8-man is in Snowy's hand. I'm hoping I'm still connected. Right. Okay, there. I just saw my laptop disconnect from my Wi-Fi. So,
always a great sign. So neither of them have a road to an actual win here.
Yeah.
So this one, unless something strange happens, you have to imagine that this one is going to the draw.
Yep. FSZ here. Unless a 4-pin somehow comes out, but no. So yeah, Ryukyoku, Havra, and Shilpio both Tenpai. We'll see us repeat these 4.
Shilpio will be happy with that. Just makes their second place just that slight little bit more comfortable and gives them more of an opportunity to reel in first.
Yeah.
I mean, you're never that happy when you didn't get the big deal Amangan, but
no, and that was a very pretty looking hand. Snowy passing up the first Hatsu. Dora's, again, this sort of edge Dora, which makes them a bit tricky to use sometimes, and it's probably hoping to find some more value than probably just going Hatsu Nomi.
Yeah, absolutely. Meanwhile, FZ is Ishanten already, so for a hand with 2 Dora in it, and potentially that Anko of whites as well, so some okay value there.
Yeah, the Arca 5 man coming out that early will send off some alarm bells to the rest of the table, I imagine. Basically, that doesn't look like a Chanter or Jun-chanish hand from, glancing at the pond. And yeah,
No, interesting one, isn't it?
choosing,
And sure enough, gonna grab, say, hey, I do have this other Dora. So yes, I think we will see a little bit of reticence from the other players. That said, I mean, Shilpyo is the dealer. Nice Tanyao going on. Doesn't seem too concerned at all about discarding that one, so there wasn't any thought about that. Which suggests, and I guess it's Suji, but obviously feeling okay about pushing this hand a little bit.
Yeah, now choosing to take this Chi to speed the hand up a little bit more. Easy Shantan.
And again, chose the 8 instead of the 4, which was the safe discard, so definitely pushing really hard.
Yeah.
On their dealership, I think that's not a terrible call.
No, especially again when you're looking at a first place who's already, nearly 20,000 points ahead. Sorry, 30,000 points ahead. No, it was 20,000.
Yeah, exactly right. So you 20,000 points, but or 20 in a bit now. So you definitely sort of your opponent is the one who's about to take the points off you.
Exactly, yeah. Havra did just draw a Haku. Looks they might be considering Chitoi. Just with sort of holding onto all these pairs.
Yeah, the more of those dragons that she draws, though, the more likely it is that the Haku might potentially be the one that comes out. So definitely at risk of dealing in here.
So it's going to be a matter of, it looks like it's just going to be between Shilpyo and FSZ.
Yeah, so I think so. Looks like Havra's folding pretty hard, so that's that's the right thing to do, stewarding all those points.
Yep, no need to risk here for a potential Chitoi. Yeah, just keep him nice and safe.
Yeah, and we're just waiting for that last 6 and that last 2 for Shilpyo, and the last white, and one of the last 2 5s. No, the last 5 for FZ.
Yep. Which is the no, it's not the Arca 5, sorry.
Oh, Havra has picked the 2, discarded the West though. So there goes one of Shilpyo's weights just gone into Havra's hand. She's now holding 3 of those dangerous tiles.
Yeah, I imagine you're going to see most of the Manzu come out first. You can probably mostly rely on the 1-mans.
Yeah, exactly right. Well, and she keeps finding she keeps finding Gebutsu tiles anyway, so it hasn't been a big problem in the east there as well for her this time.
There's the last Haku.
She might even get to Tempai here if she draws really the
well.
5 and discards the green. I'm not sure that's going to happen. So for her sake, let's hope that doesn't happen. There goes the green anyway. Well, that's a bold discard. Okay.
Didn't have a lot of choice because of the nature of a Chitoi hand. Yeah, you just sort of.
Oh well, in that case, you've given up on. You're not getting the hand anyway, so I think that 1-man could have been an option, but the green worked for us. So Shilpyo in yet another exhaustive draw there. A few more points in the bank, and on to the second repeat.
Yep, Shilpyo's managed to claw back a little bit of distance here with the 2 Rikokus. This hand is also not terrible, but nothing to write home about either. The Northwind Dora is obviously a bit one of the more tricky Doras to use.
Yeah, we're only seeing one of them too in FZS's hand, so they're out there lurking, causing future potential problems when people draw them later on.
Yeah. The worst thing is, when you've seen none of them and then you draw one super late and you're like, oh, well, am I just folding, or do I just hope that someone can't make use of an Anko of them?
FZS, having drawn that that second north here, actually has a really nice hand for a half flush possibility, Honitsu possibilities here. They've
Yeah.
got all the shapes they need, sitting in their hand. Looks like they've realised it too, discarding that 5 pins. So people will be aware that there's something going on.
Yep.
And I think they'd be pretty aware that it's probably in bamboo as well, looking at that. But
Yeah, you see the 5 man followed by the Fuyaka 5 pin. You can probably safely assume.
doesn't matter if he keeps drawing like that, though. I mean, that's
Yeah.
really nice. So that's your Shanten now, for half flush door 3.
Yep. Massive hand here for FSZ potentially.
Yeah, well, the opportunity of potential have Itsu as well.
Yep. Ritsu's there. Ipeiko's here now as well.
Will they pawn?
Will potentially lower the value of the hand quite a bit, but does speed it up.
Yeah, I mean, getting to Tempai here feels nice.
Choosing to wait on the 1-4 so, which immediately comes out from Snowy.
Wow. Okay, nice Mangan. So we have a solid second place there now for FZS, and only 17k away from Havre. So if this dealership goes all right, there's real possibilities here. So yeah, good choice there to choose to speed up the hand by sacrificing some of the value. You know, when your value's Mangan without it, that seems like an excellent option.
Yeah, and it's rewarded here with the starting East pair, with the Haku, with 2 Dora.
Sure,
And
why not?
if you want to throw a Dora, you might even end up with a not a Hipeko, a Sanshoku as well.
Sanshoku, yeah, absolutely. Shilpyo also has a pretty fast hand. They're one away as well.
Yeah. FSZ Ishanten now with that 7 so call. And Shilpyo now Tempai, waiting on the
Tempai
6-9 pin.
6-9 with the potential head bump against FZS.
Yeah.
We are seeing 2 of those 6s there in Havre's hand. Distinct possibility that, well, impossible to know what they might throw there.
All the 9 pins, except for that one that was just drawn, are also in the wall here. So it's going to be a bit tough, I think, for the other 2 players to catch up here.
I think this is this is a very awkward situation for FZS here. Unless they decide to go toy, this would actually solve their problems. And so they've changed their weight, which turns out to be very much the right call in terms of avoiding even having a route to getting out.
Yeah, and removes the possibility of a head bump, most likely.
Snowy holding this 9 pin though.
Yeah, very scary tile.
It's looking a bit dangerous. It's not an absolutely huge hand here for Shilpyo if they get it. It's what, 2 Han, 3 Han. So they sumo it. So 3 Han. Move the dealership on from your direct rival.
Yes.
And get very, very close to second place for them. So yeah, great work for them.
Yeah,
Unfortunate for FZS there. They must have been looking at that hand when it came to them and thinking, oh, I'm in the money. But
licking your lips, I bet.
it's a cruel game.
Yeah, and no, the most important thing, as you said, is taking away the dealership from the person who's immediately closest to you on points for Shilpyo, which is sometimes worth more than just the expense.
Yeah, exactly right. You stop them from getting out of your reach, and now you've got everything to play for in this last couple of hands of the Hanchan.
Yeah. So I guess it is important to sort of point out, Havre did slow down after the early jump out to a lead. Hasn't done much since then. So the gap is more or less stayed the same or even shrunk. Quite significantly.
Yeah, a little bit smaller than it got out to. That's right. Yeah, and we're sitting at about 18 or something now. It's 18 against FZ, who's doesn't have their dealership now. So the greatest threat to Havre's lead is their own dealership and the potential of big sumos or something like that.
Yep.
I think they've been playing relatively conservatively, just trying to hold on to this, and I think that's gone well. Yeah. Looks like a nice opportunity for a half flush for them though here if they discard these 1 pins, and they will.
Yep. No, you've got no Dora, so you might as well go for this Honitsu to try and get the extra value. I mean, even with the the potential completely safe lead here, more points is more points. In a tournament format like this, it's worth every point. But Shilpyo Tenpai on the 5-8.
Yep, super fast on the 5-8. They're not going to see it out of Havra's hand, but there's still a whole bunch of them in the wall. FZS will be using that one,
Yep,
but
that's
that
safe.
still leaves 5 options. So
look at all those
Shilpyo
4
just
pins
chip-
in Shilpyo's pond. It's a new
yeah,
Dora.
yeah, that hurts. That hurts.
Yeah.
Okay,
Alright.
Havra just trying to force in this half flush, dictate the tone of play a little bit.
That's also going to be safely into FS's hand, I imagine.
Yeah, I think so. So I mean, there's still 4 possibilities out there, so plenty of options.
Snowy
The question
waiting.
is just
Sorry, go on.
no, you lead on. You're fine.
Oh, sorry. I said Snowy choosing to wait in the 4 pin despite seeing 3 of them, but obviously didn't have much of a choice to take the Tenpai there. Can shift it now and does.
Yeah, and here comes the 5 into Havra's hand. This could potentially be dealt in, but senses the potential danger there, and Shilpyo deals into the dealer instead. So
Yeah.
the smallest of dealer wins there, but Snowy will take that one.
Yep, you're in last. You just need to win. Just do it again and again and again.
Yeah, exactly right. Just planning to sit on this dealership for a little while and get themselves back into the back into the frame of reference, because we have very much ignored them a little bit in this game since they've just been chipped down and chipped down and chipped down. But this is their opportunity to really, force the issue a little bit.
Fortunately, Havra is already Ishanten.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, nice wide option for that too. Well, relatively wide option for that too. It's going very nicely for Havra in this game. Drawn some excellent tiles. Shilpyo's one, there's a couple of shapes there, but a couple of brittle shapes as well. Could potentially force this one for another one of these small 1 Han, 2 Han kind of hands just to move the deal on. They have just picked up a Dora as well.
This is, technically Ishanten, so they can go to a quick Riichi and just hope to find some Ura. Do they want to go for more value here? But, at the same time, when we're talking about taking away the dealership from the people that are closest to you, it's generally also a good idea to take away the dealership from the person who's in last place.
Exactly right. They're an unpredictable and dangerous element, aren't they? So it's always nice to try and neutralize them a little bit if you can. That hand is starting to come together for Shilpyo. So one away in a much nicer kind of weight now, having disposed of that 8-9 bamboo pair set.
Snowy's managed to catch up though. It does Riichi on the 4-7 pin weight, of which there is currently 4 left in the wall.
Oh, immediately sumo's it as well. That's big. That's going to put them right in amongst the other 2.
Dora, Arca, Ura makes Buyman of his 2, but there's only 1.
Only 1. But still, that puts Snowy into 2nd place and within 10k of Havra. So as close as anyone's been to Havra since the very beginning of the game. So absolutely huge there.
Yeah, big win for Snowy. Brings him straight back into the game. And in fact, has 2nd place within 10k. Done really well with a hand and managed to catch up, considering Havra started Ishanten on the 2nd discard.
Yeah, exactly right. And also, just like this whole game now is just cracked right open for all of the players, right? We now have everyone within 20,000 points. So suddenly this is a much closer, much tighter game. Havra might have been sitting pretty for a little while, but these things could change so quickly.
Yeah, has to play a little bit more risky now.
Yeah, does have some good shapes here, but just has to work out what they're gonna. There's still 2 Shanten, I guess. So
yeah, this is I don't mind
one
this card.
Shanten, but dodgy.
Yeah. I don't mind this card because it takes the door. You take the door acceptance, and then you keep the 2-4-6 shape in the Manzu. So you've got some good options here for draws.
Yeah, very much so. Meanwhile, Shilpyo, really nice. There's a potentially Peiko shape in there, and also other options to go pretty quickly. Havra has grabbed the tile they need though, so they can reach here. looking for the 6 Dora. They choose not to.
Yeah, so they are Tenpai with no Yaku currently.
And yeah, Shilpyo has 2 of those Doras now.
Meanwhile, FSZ moving closer towards the Honitsu Tenpai. Okay, the J has clarified there is a -10 penalty for Shilpyo in this game.
Oh, okay, there you go.
That's
keeping
what
up
I
with,
thought
keeping
it
up with the
was.
rules.
But,
Keeping
yeah.
up with the rules is hard. That's what I thought it was. But yeah, who knows? That's not the sort of rule that you check on until you need it. So, so yeah, Havre managed to find the 2-tile weight and then draws the Dora immediately as well for the sumo Ipatsu on the Dora itself. So very nice. Just pushing that lead back out again now. On their dealership on South 3, they've got 23,000. Good lead.
Yeah, big lead now for Havre. Going into the dealership, they can look to extend it a little bit more here. Again, like every point matters because the first is so big and the tournament is so long. So you want to gain as much as we can from this. And now Shilpyo in 4th, and with the reason I am sort of trying to keep on top of is the penalty does take into account the scoring. So it is something we need to keep in track because, even though he's there in last this time, if they were, say, in 1st, you have to take into account they've got a -10 coming at the end of the game as well. So,
so the -10 is in the game, like it affects their placement? Or...
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's worse than I thought. That's savage. Okay. So they actually need to be 10. They need to be 10k clear of the next person. I thought it was just an after game penalty.
Not quite, from my understanding, at least.
Right. Anyway, meanwhile, we'll work out the scores, I guess, when the game finishes. Meanwhile, Havre still a few away. There's some good shapes forming up, but it's they're going to take a while. Snowy also got some very good shapes, potentially some kind of like outside hand.
Yeah,
Havre's just drawing so well.
Yeah, Havre has hit Tenpai on the 6th pin here. There is only one left, but with a Tenpai this quick, you can see 6 pins just come flying out if the shapes warrant it. Can't. Then 2 Dora for Havre. I know Havre FSZ.
Yeah, really nice. So that brings their total of Dora up to 3, and they've got the South as well. So they've got 4 Han locked in their hand, plus all the Fu in the world. So definitely a Mungun, and they draw another. They draw it straight away. Wow. Okay, moves it on into South 4. They've got 4,100 point lead on Snowy, and 13,000 or 12,900 from Shilpyo. So a good second place at the moment for FZS. And I don't think Havre will mind too much about losing that dealership, probably.
No, this is, I think, a perfectly acceptable outcome. The gap is still pretty safe. It's South 4. The person in South 4 needs to close 30,000 points. You can almost take this straight to the bank, but you do need to just play a little bit carefully just to make sure. As it is FSZ speeding along to an Ishan 10 already.
Yeah. I mean, I think Havre will be feeling okay here. Some good safe tiles already sitting in their hands. So if they did try to play this one really conservatively, they're going to have options for that. But, there's also the option to score some more points. So hard to turn that down. FZS, though, does look like this hand is heading places to shut this down really quickly.
So I guess the thing to consider here for FSZ, they do need to chase down 18,000 points here with the Riichi stick in.
Yep, and I think they don't have that here. It's Reach, it's Pinfu, Dora 1, even with a couple of Dora. Yeah,
not gonna quite get to 18k. So FSZ looking to just lock in the second place, make sure Snowy doesn't catch, make sure Dealer doesn't catch, and we'll do that.
Let's see how close they got.
No Aura.
No Aura. So brings them up to 30k or so. So that's a good respectable second place there. Havre with 10k clear. Snowy in third place, 19,600, and Shilpyo takes the loss and also the -10. So a rough day at the office for Itsu Anko.
Yeah, not a great result for Utsu Anko. That will hurt their standings at the top of the table naturally. With that finish, we do have the opportunity for an interview, so we'll just check with Havra if she wishes to come in. And I will grab the log as well, just in case I don't want to. We can still go through the log and have a bit of a nooksy here. Yeah, that was a really interesting Hanchan, all things considered, because it was just so high scoring, really. Like,
Yeah,
they could look
absolutely.
at the nookie, 12k, 8k, 8k, 18k, 8k, 8k, like craziness.
Especially when you're comparing it to the last one, where we had it was really tight the whole time. This one blew out real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, good contrast.
So this is also not Havra. Hold on, who posted this? Zephyr said. So we're meant to jump into Csan's seat here. Here we go. Yeah, so straight off to the races with this 12k win. This was Ura, was it not? Yeah, with the one Ura.
Yeah, this was the first of 2 Aura in a row where she reached and then hit the Aura. Very nice. Can we step back just a little bit and actually look at this hand? Or...
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. How far back you want to go? I had no idea you could use a scroll wheel for going through the tiles.
Oh, see, Tenho's got all the mod cons, I tell you. So, yeah, I mean, it's a pretty standard sort of Pinfu looking build here, isn't it? So there's not really that much to talk about. Just got the right hand, got it really
yeah,
quickly,
that's right. We were looking at this Pinfu shape, and then she drew just the wrong tile to hit Tenpai, missing the Pinfu, but getting chased. But yeah, that's immediately be onto Ipatsumo.
Yeah.
Cash in,
Sure,
and
why
then
not?
then immediately, not immediately, but pretty soon, straight afterwards, filling in this Ipeiko shape with the 457 Pinzu weight, which I think ended up being there was some sort of it was just there was the Tamahane chances. That's right, 4 pin from Snowy here would be head bump. And then the 7 pins were all basically used up. There was 1 left in the wall. And the 5 pins are obviously 5 pins. Center tiles, there's 1 left here as well. And just managing, even after the hand progresses here, to sumo it.
Yeah, grab the 4 pin anyway. Absolutely.
We need to... I still don't have access to hand stream proof, so I need to get someone to do it. Havra says, do you want to come in for an interview?
Okay, cool. Sounds like we might have assuming we can get the tech issues worked out.
Yep.
It'd be interesting to see how they're feeling about it.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome in.
Hi.
Congratulations on the victory.
Thank you. I did not expect it.
No, it was a really dominant performance by you, all things considered. Some really big wins. We were just going through the replay just now, just reviewing all the big steps. Firstly, did you have any thoughts on the Hanchan overall?
I got through the first few hands and then I thought, oh my gosh, I've got quite a bit of a lead here. Let's not mess this up. And then I found myself very much changing the way I'm playing to be as defensive as I could possibly think of.
Yeah, we did notice
And then
that.
I reached anyway. So it was a bit like, still a bit loose. But no, I think when I first started playing, I kind of forgot that I was playing in a tournament as well and just kind of treated it as I do on Mahjong Soul.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes that's the best you can do. It can feel a bit intimidating when you're coming in and you're, instead of just playing for yourself, on ladder, you're more thinking of, I need to make sure I convert the chances for my team. They're relying on me to get, good points and stuff like that. And it can be a bit overwhelming sometimes.
You can't really help what tiles you get dealt anyway, so
Yeah.
doing the best I can. I'm glad that I wasn't making too many stupid decisions because it certainly felt like it at times. But again, I just think I was being a lot more defensive as the game went on.
Yeah, no, we definitely noticed that. That once you did get those first two big wins, the Hanuman and the Mangan, you sort of slowed down. You were definitely more considerate of not throwing obviously dangerous styles. There was this one game where I think your hand was kind of cheat toyish, and you just sort of you just got
That
sort of
was
hung on to all these
was that,
tiles.
yeah, one of those Ryoko where you had
Yeah.
so many, 3 or 4 of the winning tiles sitting in your hand by the end there, and you managed to hold on to them all. It was very nice.
Oh, I don't have the Hanchan obviously in front of me to reference, but I do think there was one where I was like, all right, that's it. I don't feel comfortable. I'm folding. And then I just kept getting like green dragon, white
Yeah.
dragon, and I thought, oh,
Yep.
okay.
Oh yeah, that's
That's
the one we're
exactly the
looking at.
one.
If you
Yeah.
Yeah.
if you hit Veggie's stream here, you can see what that's the one we're looking at here. Yeah.
If
Yeah,
you're
hold
able,
on.
yeah. In the Discord. Yeah, no, this hand, you had this white dragon for a while, and then you just didn't discard it. And I was thinking, I guess she's keeping it for safety and things like that. And yeah, eventually we just figured out you're folding, you're just getting yourself out of the danger zone.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. That was definitely a thing. I remember I was looking at play to the right and I was thinking, surely they're not full flush. Surely. Nah, probably not. But I found myself keeping um yeah, I was trying to keep as many of the tiles that looked dangerous in my hand.
Oh, that's interesting because we were sort of with the perspective of looking at all the other hands, we're looking at this thinking, oh, those man tiles look pretty safe. She could discard them. But yeah, if you're concerned about the flush there,
Uh
that explains some of those discards. And you
yep.
managed to avoid, throwing the 2 and the 5, both of which were deaths. So you did a good job by
mm,
picking the green. I was not convinced by that green discard, but I think it worked great for you. So well done.
I forget exactly what I was thinking in the moment, but I was sort of thinking that surely if you've got two people that are opened already, um like they can't be waiting on that green. It's like it seemed very safe to me, and I can't quite tell you exactly why my thought process went through that when I was looking at the tiles, but to me that was my safest tile, followed by the 9 man.
So in this one, you had the Hatsu, the green dragon, was one cut, so that might have played into your decision a little bit there.
But yeah, it played into my decision, but it kind of meant that the person on the right, if they put it, they'd only really have a half flush. If they were going for, so I was going by, I guess, the points that I was expecting. So if I was going to get hit, how much would I get hit by?
Right. Yep.
So because they're both open, um like they're
Yeah.
not going to be having the Uradora, they're not going to have to worry about that. But then yeah, I don't know, it
No,
does
that
look a
that
lot
makes
more
sense.
riskier now that I'm looking at it. But
I mean,
at the
It
time it
worked.
seemed
It
like
worked.
best decision.
it's
Yeah.
easy when you can see all the hands. As you said, if you're worried about
Yeah.
maybe the harsh flush, then you don't want to throw the Manzu. And then, yeah, I mean, there's very small amount of low Pinzu tiles on the board, so the 2 pin
Mm,
doesn't feel great.
mm.
Yeah, so on and so forth. But yeah, no, this was really great by you. I thought just managing to conserve the points was really well played.
Thank you very much.
Um,
Good fun.
How did you feel like you went with changing gears once the player to your left actually scored some points and was starting to put a little bit of pressure on their dealership? Did you consciously try and change gears and be like, oh, I need to push again now, or did it just sort of happen?
I
Did
think
they
I
hit
was
that?
looking, I think I was being very restrained, I hope you know. Because I'm usually very much, oh, there's a Khan available, let's do it. So I can add more points to the table. Why would you not do that? Add to the chaos. So I was being very restrained, like especially in the one you're looking at now, where I was like, I've been dealt all of these wests. This is great. That's a perfect like start to a hand. That looks great. And
yeah,
it was sort of grappling with I could push all of the hands I got. I could have pushed a lot harder, but I
Yeah.
felt that after I'd gotten that point lead, it was sort of you like unless the opportunity opens itself up, I shouldn't do anything.
Yeah.
So it
Well, that
was
was
it was
definitely evident
staying
in
very
this one here.
passive.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you didn't reach on the Dora tile as your only weight. You waited until you picked up that 8
And
as well and give you
yeah,
that wider weight. So it was good to see.
that was so like the button comes up, and you just sort of.
yeah.
But yeah, I was quite proud of myself for that one, but I was a bit nervous because that 5 didn't seem too safe, but I went for it anyway.
Yeah,
No,
no.
early days. Well done.
And then yeah, that was it. The Hanshan ended, and I imagine in South 4 you're feeling mostly safe here because you've got basically a 20k lead, and the last deal is all the way down in 12k.
But I was noticing everyone else was also like, I've got to get some points, I've got to scramble, and I'm thinking, why are they scrambling? And then I thought, oh, maybe they don't think they can catch up to me. That's nice. So there was a little bit of a calm only as people started to play this South 4. So,
Yeah.
but it was good fun. I'm really enjoying the tournament so far.
We're glad to hear it.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. That's 2 wins for you now from 3 games, so well done.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
well
excited.
done. Look forward to seeing you back here again.
No dramas. Thanks, guys.
All right, have a good rest of your time zone.
Bye.
Bye.
Team Adelaide represent. Love to see it.
Oh, it's always great, isn't it, when you're when the locals are winning.
That's the dream. Yeah, exactly right. So with that, Pinfu Pals get themselves back to around 0. So they're in the top 8 now with that win. Itsu Anko just below them, having dropped just below 0.
Yeah, Itsu Anko taking a bit of a heavy beating in this this week, losing a bit of that early steam they had gained. Tanya Sensation looks like they've had a big. I was just about to have a look at the schedule here to see what happened.
Yeah, they had a second and a first, and so they popped up ahead of the best team. So I don't know. I don't think that's allowed.
They popped up ahead of the best team, but with Itsu achieving yet a second and a fourth, so the fourths do hurt a bit.
Absolutely, that 100-point swing in that last game between Tanya Sensation and Riichi Fingers really, yeah, big change of fortune there for the teams at the top. So that's good to see too. Very lively. Tile Dreaming holding on to their third place. They stayed pretty neutral today.
I don't think I think they only played one hand.
Oh, they only played one.
game?
That explains. That's easy to be neutral when you're not playing.
Yeah, they only played one game tonight, so didn't have much of a shift. Looks like it was a third place. And yeah, so at the end of the second week, it's still pretty even. The FA agents sinking down a little bit, but again, it's not over. Everyone else is well within a chance of easily making it to first place. The FA agents have the most work to do, but even that's only like two more Hanchans. 2 first place easily overcomes the deficit to Furious and Double Reach.
Yeah, exactly right. And we've just reduced how many teams are in the positive slightly from 8 to 6, but the teams that are just out are only a little bit out too. So there's a lot of points sitting in the top of the table.
Yeah, exactly. Alrighty. With that will be it from us this weekend. We'll be coming back to you next week. Same time, same place. The week after that, I might not be available, so you will probably have somebody else. We'll let you know probably next week about that. And apart from that, that's it from me. Any final thoughts, Sunwise?
No, thanks for letting me join you. I had a good time.
Oh, it's a pleasure to have you. I hope you enjoyed the commentary experience. It is what it is.
It is what it is. Well, it's a pleasure to do it with you, and we'll see you next time.
No worries. All right.